Welcome back. More trouble this week for the president's lawyer and, by extension, the president. Turns out Mr. Trump's personal fixer, Michael Cohen, solicited millions of dollars from corporations, promising those willing to pay insider access to the president. Can you spell swamp? One of those companies cutting Cohen a very big check just happens to have strong ties to a Russian billionaire under sanction by the Trump administration. And while millions flowed into a particular Cohen bank account, $130,000 was flowing out to alleged Trump girlfriend, porn star named Daniels. To absolutely no one's surprise, this relationship has drawn scrutiny from Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. I'm guessing it's drawing scrutiny from one Bill King.
Well, as you know, I spent many years in the government contracting business. And I have to tell you, this is absolutely standard operating procedure at every level of government. I mean, I can't tell you how many times when I was doing contracting, I'd have somebody call me and say, you know, Bill, I really need some help on my political, my fundraiser that's coming up here. Until we get the money out of politics, you're going to continue to have this kind of basically legalized corruption. It happens at every level of government. The problem for Trump is he promised to clean this up, to drain the swamp, and he's not doing it. That's the problem he has. But don't think that this is somehow isolated to Michael Cohen and Donald Trump. This happens at every level of government.
Tony Diaz, you like to talk about all things stormy. So what's your read on this?
Well, first, Donald Trump paved the swamp and gave the gators wheels to begin with, okay? Now, before we get to stormy, let's talk about AT&T. So here's a corporation that benefited from Trump's tax scam. And okay, maybe they gave some employees a $1,000 a year one-time raise. They wasted $600,000 on this hack, crooked lawyer that's representing Trump. I want people to think about that. As we are working class people who have to bust their butt, are worried about insurance now. They may get $1,000. This bozo got 600 G's for doing nothing. Now, the lobbyist is gone. The money is gone. I hope Trump is gone soon. On top of it, Stormy Daniels is wrecking Team Trump, okay? So I'm not sure if we can trust Donald Trump alone in a room with Kim Jong-un, because Kim is going to stormy Trump too.
Okay, Bob Price, you've been following the Mueller investigation pretty closely. Does this new problem for Michael Cohen fit in somewhere? Does it make him more flippable if the feds come saying, we need your testimony?
Well, it's certainly something that needs to be looked at by the Mueller team, and maybe there is some smoke here to go with a little bit of fire. But on the surface, it looks as corrupt as what Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton were doing with the Clinton Foundation.
Thank you, Bob.
So but apparently we're not going to put Hillary in jail for that. But if that's what's going on, if he's selling access to the White House, then that should be prosecuted, just as it should be for Hillary Clinton.
Okay, Marcus.
You know what? I agree with Bob. And shame on the Republican Congress, the Republican Senate, the Republican Department of Justice, and the President of the United States for not going on his campaign promise, which was to indict Hillary Clinton. Wow. I agree with you.
Where is Jeff Sessions?
No, that's your president's pick. Right. That's your president's pick, and he has chosen not to honor his campaign promise of locking Hillary Clinton up. Now, with that being said, let's not look at Michael Cohen. Let's look at Novartis. Let's look at AT&T. The American people should be pissed. They should be upset. They should be infuriated. This is disgusting at the highest level. This is business as usual. If you think your vote matters, on some degree it does. But if you don't have $1 million to pay a lawyer, or to say a $600,000 to pay a lobbyist to sit on the side and argue your case, then how much is your vote really worth? This is why Citizens United should be in effect. This is why we should have campaign finance rules today, because we don't have a democracy. We have a pay-for-play government, and the American people are getting screwed like our name is Stormy Daniels.
Okay.
But I have to say, while I personally agree with Bob and Marcus about, they should lock her up, lock all these people up, at the same time, we have separation of powers. We have the executive branch, the legislative branch. So it's not for the president, no matter if it's Obama or if it's Trump, to say who should be indicted, who should be investigated, who should be locked up. So while we all have
That's
our
why I said
issues-
Department of Justice.
I know, right. So, and you know, Jeff Sessions, he's doing the best that he can. He tries to resign pretty much every month, but Trump won't let him. They're having their own infighting going, but we need to make sure that we allow justice to do its own thing. And if we have Mueller doing the investigation, remember, Mueller already interviewed people from Novartis and AT&T a month ago. So Mueller's ahead of the game. He's always 5 steps ahead of this game. So while we're sitting here getting the information that's like leaked out, Mueller has all of his ducks in a row, so we just need to go ahead and let them quack.
Okay, Jessica, at the core of this is the whole drain the swamp issue. And this looks pretty swampy. I mean, is this a problem for the president?
Well, these are agreements that Michael Cohen had with these companies, not President Trump didn't have these agreements with these companies. I mean, lobbyists have agreements with companies all the time to help them to bring, you know, access and curry favor with folks who control legislation that affects their bottom line businesses.
So are you suggesting Trump knew nothing about this?
I don't know what President Trump knew. I think that's the ultimate question that everyone's asking, and Robert Mueller,
rogue.
He's gonna answer
should
it.
keep talking
rogue gator.
to Michael Cohen. Apparently Michael Cohen had, but really the fact that they're going to start to look at foreign contributions, they have to go to the Clinton Foundation and look at the foreign contributions that were given to the Clinton Foundation while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State to curry favor when she was Secretary of State, people.
And what year was that? What year,
and
was that
there's
2010
one
or?
tall drink of water standing in the way of Hillary Clinton in jail, and that's Comey.
Let's put both of them in
That's
jail.
a legitimate
Let's
point.
Put both
but
of them in jail.
Hey, I want a show of hands. How many of y'all think that Cohen ultimately flips for the FBI?
Oh, and
What time is it? He might have flipped already,
Both
actually.
feet.
Well, and even the way Jessica's arguing,
He's flipping now.
if I'm Team Cohen and I'm hearing Republicans argue the way Jessica just argued, I'd be like, I'm gonna flip because they're cutting him out slowly but surely. But he's got the dirt on everything and everyone.
Everything.
We're going to follow it. Okay.